So after knocking out PSG and making it through to the semi-final of the Cup, we unfortunately drew Monaco, but we were in decent form towards the end of the season. Did we manage to get through them firstly and then get to the final? Let's find out. Welcome to Bordeaux. We're coming to the end of season 7. A lot of ground to cover. This is the start of Bordeaux week on the channel. There will be videos 7 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday this week, including a South American scouting special. Absolutely fantastic, the amount of talent I've managed to get within the first 12 months. All right, guys, let's get into it. Right, we're at the end of season 6. Best league position of the challenge so far. I think we've done 14th, 10th, and now 9th. So we're slowly, gradually building. I do think we're getting better and better. Do I think we're really getting closer to the big boys? Probably not, but we're just managing to get a bigger budget slightly, doing a little bit of good in the transfer market. And that 9th place finish came with that horrendous ending to the season. Defeats against Lille and Monaco, which you'd maybe expect. Once again, we're kind of losing against the bigger clubs and beating everyone else. Saint Etienne was maybe disappointing, 2-1 at home. Toulouse in the derby as well, 1-0 away. Responded with a 3-0 against Betz, and then we had a humdinger to start with, a 4-3 defeat away at Rennes to finish the season, and Johnny Tenian scoring in the 90th minute. Our boy Durusimni, 20 goals in all comps. Now, it was 12 in 16, but he's made a really good start. Look at his value as well. Potential sell-on value as well, but we need to make sure that if we do sell him, we do get a replacement and he's not wanted yet. But you want to know how we got on in the Coupe de France. Did we make it into Europe? Did we get past Monaco to start with and make it to our first major final? And in very unspectacular fashion, the answer was no. My boy Golovin, signed him a few years ago on FM, managed to score 2 early first half goals, penalty spot on 26. We were 2-0 down within the first half an hour. We did make it interesting towards the end, getting back into it on the 77th minute. De Lima striking from close range. However, that's as good as it got. And as you can see from the stats, we got battered. We didn't turn up. It was one of those games as well. Normally we don't dominate possession, but against some of the big clubs, we do create chances, and that was not the case at all. Our boy Duremsi was also out injured. We had to go with youngster Renal Perrion up front. It backfired, 6.5. Well, it didn't backfire. We didn't have much of an option, really. It was either him or Armstrong, and we went with the youngster. Our hope, born and bred Bordeaux player, he's done all right. He's no more than a backup. This is where now the save gets interesting for me. We've had a few years with this Bielsa ball. Now, we are going to try and do a little bit of work in the transfer window. I think we've got sell-on value. There's a couple of players that we could definitely get out of the door to help us just maximise incomings, basically. Players like Perron, who's unhappy. He's got a maximum wage release thing. So anyone who gets over 20 grand, he matches them. Was it match highest earner clause? There we go. English Matty. Well done. With that, I think we can get value for him. 25 million, he's 28. He's been all right. He's not doing an amazing job playing in that sitting role. Do we go for a change? I would love to bring in and get a 2-man striker for him. I've done 4-4-2 of Sebastian Hoeneß, Stuttgart manager, and I've also done the 3-1-4-2 at, RB Leipzig. So with that, I love a front 2. I also love a back 3. So I'm feeling that we might go down the route of some sort of back 3 system next season. Have a little bit of an experiment. The pressure is kind of off a little bit, and really try and push towards changing the style, being a little bit more aggressive. We can always have this on the back burner. My only issue is if we go with a 3 and don't go with wingers, it does mean players like Renal Perrion, our youngster left-sided player, and Philogene, who's probably been one of our better players, not had a great, he's 18 goal contributions, not high average rating. Maybe sell on value for him as well, potentially. Gives us an opportunity to rebuild. Yeah, there's definitely things to work on. Now, I am going to be doing a scouting video later on in the week. I think it will actually be around Friday, I think is the plan, where I go through a year, starting from pretty much this date today, 13th of May. Tell you what I did, how we do it. It's a little bit old school in terms of the scouting system, because we're going to send scouts into South America and get them to stay in the countries. But if you're interested to see what comes along in those first 12 to sort of like 14, 18 months, we might be able to get in a few players, South American players, once we get that scouting set up. That will be a video coming out on Friday for you. The look of the first 12 months of scouting in South America and how that's gone. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Anyone expiring, Dupree's retiring, And then there's a couple of players in here. Boga, Nagard is already going. Armstrong has got a year left. Tanner will try and get out. Brisamba's got a year left. Perron, I think we're going to try and... Maybe Luca Romero, he's a little bit of a backup. So there's not a great deal to play with. We have got 8 million to spend, not so much in the wages, but it requires us to have a little bit of luck in the transfer market, I think. Okay, let's move on to the start of the season. We're moving to be September. Transfer window kind of open for the closed for the European clubs. We'll see what's gone on. Right, welcome to start of season 7, 2nd of September. A lot of deals done. First one, Jeremy Boga has gone 10 grand. We got 10 grand for him. He was going on a free anyway, so I don't know how we managed to get 10 grand for him, but we did. And then not a lot else. When we had 8 million to spend, Agard's gone for 275,000, with Luca Romeo going for 1.7. He just lacked in those wide areas, was a bit part player. So it was a deal that we probably had to make. He was never going to kick on. So that deal kind of gave us the opportunity just to bring an extra player in. And boy, did we bring one in, Theo Zidane. Now, I know you're thinking, you guys that maybe not watched the Malaga save, he's not, well, he is. Look at his technicals for one. Absolutely incredible. Technicals, physicals are not great. 6'5". He's 6'5", not been capped by Algeria of yet. He's registered for them. That must be through his mother, right? But I just had to have him. Anyone who remember, I had him for 10 years on my Malaga save, and he was absolutely incredible in terms of goal contributions. I'm hoping that will suit the new system that we have got, and he is primed to be the Xavi Simons role in a Red Bull style of football at Bordeaux. So there's the first one. The second one, Luca Fletcher. We're going with a 2-man strike force. I'm also curious that we might be able to get some money in for Durimsi. So, natural replacement, good age, English as well, which does help with kind of selling players on in the end. Had a good loan spell at Nordjylland last year, 10 in 20. 4 in 4 for us at the start of the season. And how much do we pay for him? Yeah, 2.9. You would expect a little bit of sell-on value there. Needs to maybe work on his mentals, but he is only 23. Good finisher, decent bit of pace, good height as well. Big loan move, Francesco Silvestri. I would love to have this guy permanently, but no. He's going to be one of these guys that will be playing regularly for Inter Milan next year. We've gone to wing-backs as well. We needed something down that right-hand side, and he will definitely give us that really good deal, loan fee of 1.5 million. And the last one, our first South American talent is in from our scouting that has been set up. Remember, subscribe to the channel, ready for that one. That'll be dropping at the end of the week. Holding midfielder. Anchor, 6'1", first touch good, marking's decent, tackling's good. He's only, 18? He's not 19 until Christmas. Really good mentals. I'm hoping that we make him into a really solid anchor at a cost of £500,000. Really cheap deal. Look at his value already. We're going to make money. He might not become the next superstar. He might not be the next guy that maybe PSG would sign, but he's better than what we've got. He's going to have sell-on value, and he improves definitely the level in terms of the other teams in the division, makes us a whole lot stronger. So with that, we move to this offset 3-4-1-2. This tactic is available for my Patreons. It is the Red Bull style with a little bit of a change. We've gone with, because we haven't really got a wing back and I really wanted to give minutes to Perron, we've gone with this 3-4-1-2 with Perron being a defensive winger rather than being just a wing back. We've got Theo in as the AP, the Xavi Simons role. We've got Fletcher doing the appender role, and we've got Jerome Simni doing the complete forward role. And as you can see, we've made a tremendous start to the season. 4 games, 4 wins, 11 scored, and only 2 conceded. We started the season with a derby win over Toulouse, but we did go down after the first 2 minutes, but we bounced back extremely quickly. Perron working down the left. Luca Fletcher on his debut headed in to make it 1-1. The 2 strikers then combined to tee up Fletcher again to make it 2-1 after half an hour. And then the score midway through the second half became 3. Perron from the edge of the area. No bids for him in the summer, so he stayed. And then to round it all off, Perron into the Rumsey, into Fletcher. Wonderful start to the season. Fletcher smashing in a hat-trick on debut. Absolutely tremendous start. Theo didn't contribute. He had a clear cut. We're looking at Theo this year. Everything's Theo based. What we could do with him. I'm just looking at his technicals and what he can provide from set pieces, long shots, through balls to maybe Luca Fletcher, Durumsi, having those two players up front with him behind, I think looks pretty damn good. The second game of the season saw us take on Monaco, and it was a 1-0 win. Theo scoring from the rebound, giving us a 1-0 win, the only goal of the game after 10 minutes. And as you can see, a lot better performance. We only had 8 shots, 5 on target, but an XG of 1.76. So much better. Really good performance. 2 out of 2. A derby win and a win at Monaco. Things are looking surprisingly optimistic. We were not that clinical in the transfer market, really limited this summer. We didn't get that big sale. We always need a big sale to help us sort of like bring some better players in. We didn't really get that. But so far, it's looking pretty good. Probably one of the teams that are likely to go down this year. And it was a bit of a shock after 5 minutes when Brun deflected effort was finally put in at the back stick. We responded really well within a couple of minutes. So Saraz, the Colombian youngster, Silvestri, 3 summer signings combining for the goal. And that man again, Theo Zidane, working, where is he? The number 5. He is 6'5", so an advanced playmaker who can head the ball is a little bit of a rarity. And then Durumsi has been doing a lot of build-up work as this complete forward, but he finally gets his opportunity to make it 3-1 and settle in the game. 3 out of 3, well deserved. They did have 11 shots though with an XG of 1.61, so something to be aware of. But our XG, we dominated, and look at that possession. We need to start dominating games more. And we made it 4 from 4 with a 3-0 win away at Rennes. We are winning away from home. Lovely little combination, couple of nice little passes. Durumsi scoring his second of the season. Durumsi again, that complete forward, just working in them little pockets. Defensive winger, Perillon, gliding onto an underlapping run, making it 2 just before half-time. And then the points were secure. A little header from Durumsi, saved by the keeper. And youngster Dylan Vidal is getting a little bit of a run out with us. He's been with us since the start, look. He is a regen. He was our first season regen. He's not great technically, but good pace, good height, really good physicals. And that leaves us 4 from 4 in Liga in season 7. All right, guys, we will see you tomorrow night. We'll come back halfway through the season, give you a very, very quick update. Maybe some transfer work to be done as well. There's a little bit of money to spend. A couple of little players are getting watched by a couple of the bigger clubs. Will we have made sales? Find out tomorrow. Cheers, guys. Smash a like. Don't forget. See you later.